Welcome, Booklore Book Club. To this episode, we are going over Flawless by Elsie Silver. This was my pick, and we are joined by my mom, Simone, as well as the typical Booklore Book Club girlies. So just a quick summary of the book. This is March's pick, but basically this is a small town romance where most of it, but in Canada, and we have a wild bull rider and whose name is Rhett, and then we have Summer, who is a law student and a city girl, but her dad is Rhett's agent, and he asks Summer to basically follow Rhett around and make sure that he doesn't get into any more trouble, because he's basically like a walking PR nightmare after he makes some silly comments in an interview and upsets a lot of fans. So this was dual point of view. It was definitely kind of funny. I found it a little bit funny. Sports romance because he's a bull rider. Lots of characters because it's the first of the season. Did my mom just leave?
Simone left the chat. Oh, she's back.
Mom, did you leave?
I didn't mean to. I don't know what I did wrong. Somebody was calling me. Sorry, baby.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was it. So I rated this book. I read it very quickly. I read it when I was traveling for work and I was in the hotel room, and I felt like it was a quick read, even though it said it was 480 pages or something. Definitely didn't feel like it. I read it in a couple of days, and I did find some parts really funny. I liked Summer's character. One thing that I liked about these books, and she does it with all of them, but I loved the text messaging in front of each chapter. I thought that was so funny, the texting back and forth with the different people. There were some parts that, the guy Rhett did annoy me at sometimes. And when he would call her princess, I hate that. But other than that, I thought it was pretty good. There was some pretty good spice. And because I read it so quickly and it held my interest the whole time, I gave it a 4.5. I think Taylor's frozen. Okay, Brittany, go next.
What did you say?
Did I freeze?
No, I can see you.
I can see you.
Oh, I was going to say you go next, Brittany.
Okay. This review, I feel like it sums it up good. It says, time to giddy up with a hot bull rider. It says, I'm not big on cowboy books, movies, or shows, but yowza, Rhett Eaton makes me want to ride a cowboy. That made me laugh. So I thought it was actually pretty easy to read. It was long, but like you said, Maddie, I didn't realize it was actually that many pages even. I feel like it went by fast. I was laughing too. I was trying to find my highlights because I did highlight it pretty quickly in the book. I'm trying to see what the percentage was, because I think it was only 1% in, but I was like, oh, we're off to a good start. But there was some stuff that was kind of corny. It did kind of remind me a little bit of a Hallmark movie almost, where her name's Summer and then she has her sister Winter, and all the background. But I was with the big plot twist where I don't know why, looking back, I don't know why I didn't expect it, but her relationship with I'm forgetting everyone's name now, but with Winter's husband, where they had relations, I wasn't expecting that at all. That was a big twist. And I did like Summer's character. I think too, just him being a bull rider, when I don't know, when I think of book boyfriends and stuff, bull rider is not the first thing that comes to mind for me. So I was that part was a little bit hard to get into, but I thought it was an overall an easy read, and I did finish it pretty quickly. I'd give it a 4.1.
Nice. I want to read you guys before somebody else goes up, because I did find some of the comments funny, the reviews. This girl that I follow, Courtney, said, "Yeehaw," the cowboy emoji. "I ate this bull rider romance up. Can't wait for the rest of the series." This girl, Riley, said, "Well, slap my ass and say yeehaw. I guess I do like one cowboy." And then this other girl said, "So apparently I'm now into fictional cowboys. This is new. Quote, I get to be stuck in her orbit for the rest of my life." But anyway, some of the stuff that they were writing, because I'm not into cowboys or whatever, but I did think some of the comments were funny.
I think even a cowboy I wouldn't have minded. Not that I minded it, but cowboy I would have been a little bit more into because I think of that book, Maddie, that you told me to read, the Nora Roberts book where they're in Montana. Like that one I really liked. I just think the bull rider, it's like,
yeah, it's
like
a
that's
little
like, yeah, it's not even a thought in my head. Like, oh, bull rider is so hot.
Sophia, do you want to go?
Oh, sure. Okay. I liked it. It was like easy to read and I was interested the whole time. I don't think Rhett Eaton is the book boyfriend for me. It was kind of like, I just found him like kind of immature and like a little whiny, and there was just stuff I didn't like that he did, but I liked Summer as a character and I thought their relationship was cute, but he just kind of like turned me off a bit. So I would probably give it like a 3.5.
Very good. Mom?
Me?
Yeah, you go.
I don't know. It's been so long since I read it, but when you're saying stuff, I'm remembering a little bit about it. And what you mentioned about the text messaging, I thought that was cute. And like Brittany said, it's just like you don't really think of a bull rider. I don't really know anybody like that. I mean, like at River Ranch, we have some people that do that around here, but so that was very different for me. I liked her a lot. But I did read the second one and I liked it a lot more, the characters in the second book from there. I mean, I don't know how you rate them or whatever. I'm not sure, but it was a pretty quick read, and I read it because you wanted me to read it, but I thought it was interesting. It was cute and a lot of part, but yeah, it was just different because I don't think I've ever read one. I've definitely read about cowboys and I've read every Nora Roberts books, but I haven't read about a bull rider before, so that was different.
So what would you rate it out of 5?
Maybe a 4.
Okay. Taylor?
I feel the same way that Sophia felt. Like, I actually had a hard time reading it just because I did not feel, I don't know, the bull rider thing just wasn't doing it for me. I don't know. It was just hard in that sense, but I thought it was interesting, and like it actually had a plot, and like the whole thing with the sister being married to her heart doctor, and that was kind of wild. So I mean, I think it had good points, and it had more than just, it wasn't just like all about sex, which I appreciated. So, but it was more just like, yeah, he just wasn't doing it for me. That's all.
What would you
I would
rate it?
say like a 3.4.
Okay. So you guys know the reason I picked this one is because I wanted to read the freaking second one. And the second one is so good. You should totally read it because it's about Cade, who's the older brother. And he lives on like the ranch, and he like works the ranch or whatever. And he's a single dad. He has that little boy. And I think it's probably like my favorite single parent romance because it's between him and Summer's best friend, Willa. And I was literally like laughing out loud so much in that book, and like the little boy's in it so much, and it's so cute. So I gave the second one 5 stars. And after I read the second one, I was like, oh, I didn't really think the first one was good at all compared to that. So if you liked her writing, I would definitely recommend the second one.
I figured you would like the first one when I saw. Did you read the third one too, or is that your mom on your Kindle?
Yeah, I read the third one, but it wasn't as good.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna say I was telling Taylor I figured you probably liked it because you read the second and the third one too.
Yeah,
But
well,
I
I
did
was
read.
trying to get to the second one.
Yeah, the back they did have the first chapter too, I think, of the second book, and it did seem like I would probably like that one a little bit more than the first one.
Yeah.
It's as long as that one, or no?
Let me see how long it is. Yeah, it says Kindle edition 470, but I think those Kindle editions aren't like actual paperback 470. That was like really a good one. And there's a 4th one coming out in June.
Oh, who's in that one?
Well, the 3rd one's about Jasper, like the NHL goalie. That one was kind of weird, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay.
4th one is about Theo, and Theo is the young guy that he like threw his body over or whatever. The young goalie.
Yeah.
It's about Theo and Winter.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So.
I'm upset that the hockey player one was weird.
Yeah, it was strange.
Who does he end up?
It's like him, because I think they talk about it a lot more in the second one, but like it's their cousin. Like, you know how he's kind of like an adopted brother?
Uh-huh.
It's the other, I don't know what her name is, but
Huh.
it's the one that like they've had a crush on each other forever, and like she's engaged to be married, and he like realizes that he likes her. It's like best
drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was laughing. I was looking at like my highlights for it, and at 1% in, I put, "We're off to a good start," because he's like, they're talking about the handsome cowboy on the back of a huge bull. The harder they buck, the happier I am. And then at 16% in, they say Jasper, professional hockey player, and I put, "Just got even better." And then at 18% in, he talks explicitly about her mouth, and I was like, oh, here we go. But that's pretty quick though, 18% in, because I know sometimes people complain that, you know, any sort of romance takes a long time, but it was pretty quick in this one, I feel like. Or not romance, I should say, but just stuff where you're like, oh, okay, it's spicy. This one's spicy.
Yeah.
And I did laugh because at the end I did highlight princess, and I put, "I think I hate this nickname." He said it too much.
Princess?
It was excessive. Yeah.
I've never liked that. Must have seen that as a kid or something. It's always like.
But I feel like for me, that's a lot of books. I don't really like when they have nicknames for each other and they're kind of cliche like that.
Mm-hmm. So what was our average?
So average rating is a 3.9 out of 5.
So yeah, it has a 4.19 on Goodreads. But the second one,
I think it has like a 4.5 on Amazon too. 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, the second one has a 4.42 out of over 40,000 ratings, so that one's pretty good.
I just have to say too, the cover, I know they have an alternative cover, but I hate that the main cover is like this cheesy looking, you know.
I know.
Like, can we ban all books from having those covers, please?
Yeah.
I guess it's better on the Kindle because no one's seeing you read it, but oh my goodness gracious.
I know, thank God the cartoon covers are like the object covers are coming back around.
Yeah.
Did you guys read anything else good?
I actually wanted to ask Sophia about anatomy.
It was good. I think it was like, it's like YA, so it's just kind of youngish feeling like reading, but the story was very unique. But the story I thought was like I don't know, it was kind of different plot wise from like anything I'd read, so I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, so you gave it a 3, and I was like, oh, because I've had that one on my reading list, and after I saw you gave it a 3, I was reconsidering. I actually deleted it from my reading list.
Probably more towards like a 3.5 because it wasn't like hard to read or anything, but
even that though, I feel like if it's under 3.5, I've actually been not adding it to my list or removing it.
Yeah,
because life's too short, you know.
Yep.
How do y'all decide how you rate it? Like, do you each have your own way of doing that, or is that just like, for instance, like Maddie, if she's like really into spicy, that's more important to her, and so she rates that more on that end. Is that? And she is. I'm just giving.
Spicy's a 5-star for Maddie.
Or like, you know what I mean? Like, I like a lot of characters or whatever. Like, how do you decide? Like, Sophia, like, how do you decide, you know, that's a 3, you know what I mean?
I've been told I'm a harsh rater, so.
Oh, okay.
I'm very easy, Mom. Like, if I liked the book, then I give it a 4. But like, if I didn't like the book and I had like a hard time, like a 4 or something. So like a 4.2 was like, oh, it was good. Like a 4.5 and up, like from a 4.5 to a 5-star, then I like really liked it, like got through it quickly, like, you know, I'm glad I read it type thing. But I'm really easy. I used to give everything, like during COVID when I was reading so much, I would give everything 5 stars because I felt bad. But now I'm be better about it, that I remember when I go back and look. But I rarely give anything like in the 3s because otherwise I'll just stop reading it.
Well, that's neat. I was just wondering, yeah, because I'm definitely a mood reader. Yeah.
I gave something recently a 0.2. It was terrible.
Oh.
What did you say, Sophia?
Did you finish the book and gave it a 0.2?
Yes,
Wow.
Because I felt like I had to finish it once I started it. But it was really one I probably should have stopped, but it was so terrible. The writing was terrible. The characters were really immature. It was really bad. I don't even know. I really should have stopped it. But I didn't.
have a recommendation.
I was gonna say I want to hear about your book, Maddie. The one that I was laughing too because you're like screaming, crying, and I was like thinking of the Taylor Swift song, "Screaming, Crying, Perfect Storm."
There's like when she does like screaming, crying, whatever, and then there's a TikTok sound that's like screaming, crying, throwing up.
Oh, is that where you got it from?
Yeah, but legit, I was.
Oh
I called my cousin Brandon, and I was like, she was asking me what I was doing. I'm like, oh my God, I've been reading this book, and like, I have no way to describe it to you, but like, I was like laying in bed last night, and I was up all night, and I'm like sweating, and like my heart's pounding, and I'm like screaming, and I'm like, and she didn't say anything to me, and she was like, oh, what's it called, and she was like nice about it. And then I talked to her the next day, and she's like, oh my God, I started reading that book. She's like, let me be honest with you, when you were telling me about it, I was like, oh, I was like, this bitch has read everything, so now she's at the bottom of the barrel, like, what the hell is she talking about, like explaining this book? But she's like, I read it, and she's like, I was getting in trouble because I'm like reading it on my phone during Easter brunch. She's like, it's so good. I was like, I know. And it's really long, but it's like, it's totally character focused, which I love. And it's, there's a lot going on, but it's just very, the characters are like very well developed. And there's like 4 books out. Like the first 2 is about one couple, and then the next 2 are about a different couple. And then there's another 2 coming out at some point, but they're very long, but very good and funny. Like they're based in Ireland, so it's a nice little escape. And the guy is a rugby player, which I haven't read about like rugby players before, but
I could get into a rugby player.
Yeah, he's hot. Oh, that's what my cousin said. She said there's pictures, but I can just tell you that this man Johnny is like hot. Like I can just tell.
What, is it on Kindle Unlimited?
No, but it's like $4 or something on Kindle. It was so good. The first one's called Binding 13.
That's the one where the cover's weird too, right?
Yeah, but they have a bunch of alternate covers like I do this one.
Oh, okay.
What is
They're basically naked in this one.
Yeah.
Who's gonna read that in public? It says it's 887 pages.
Yeah, it's long.
As a 4.45. All right, I'll start it tonight. Oh my gosh, I'll show you. Look at this cover.
What the fuck? Wait, what the heck?
Binding 13.
Dude, is that a bondage book?
It's that's the audiobook version. I will be buying that one.
You guys are
books by their covers.
Trigger warnings because that shit has a lot of them. All right. Pick the book club. Let's talk about Jones. What's our next book? Taylor?
What'd you say?
Okay.
I can't hear you over Taylor's patty whacking over there.
Oh my God.
I said, who's picking the next book, Taylor?
I'm nervous.
I feel like we're out of books.
What?
I have a million.
I can't freaking figure out what to read. Well, okay, so first I was like, I had a really good idea because I was gonna have us read Rebecca, which is the song that Tolerate is based off of, but Brittany's already freaking read it, so I can't read that one. You know what I'm talking about, Brittany?
Yeah. I actually only read that because I saw there was a movie, so I wanted to see.
Well, that's what Tolerate is based off of. So anyways, that's out of the picture. And then I thought this would be a really cheap pick, but I was going to do Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, but I feel like that's such a cheap freaking pick.
I'm sure it'll be amazing.
Why?
So, but then, okay, because it's just like an easy pick. But then I also thought about us reading this one book. Hold on.
Wait, you want
And
it to be
it's funny.
a hard pick?
Not a hard pick. I just thought it would be like, that's something we're all going to read anyways. And I was trying to find something that maybe wouldn't be on our radar. But then I was laughing because I saw this book called Big Swiss by Jen Began, and the redheads are reading it.
Oh my gosh, it looks terrible.
The cover is just awful.
It sounds really interesting, but I know
It does sound interesting.
I know it's less than a 3.5. And also Margot, who's in the redheads, who I feel like has our similar taste, she did not like it.
Okay, never mind. So let's do Yours Truly then. I'll just stick with the easy pick. I just really wanted to find, you know what it is? I keep talking about this, but I'm just so freaking depressed. Okay, I'm depressed because I want more freaking Avatar type stuff, and there's nothing. And then I actually found this one book that I wrote to Candace about because she had read it, and it's called The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and it has 4.5 stars. But I'm just so scared that I'm gonna pick this book that's like 500 pages and it's gonna be freaking terrible.
I actually from one of my friends who's reading it, and she said it does kind of give like ACOTAR vibes, and it's really good. She gave it 5 stars, so maybe
well,
try.
maybe we should do that one then.
Taylor, I don't know if have you seen like the Shatter Me series?
Yeah,
I read one. I know they've gotten like popular, but a lot of people have read them. I know they're fantasy, but it's more of like Hunger Games Divergent vibes, I think, because it's young adult. But I remember really high school, but I think it is fantasy.
Okay. Well, maybe we could do that one, Sophia, if your friend said it was good. It's 4.5 stars on Goodreads.
Oh, I think it's on Kindle Unlimited too right now.
Oh, okay. That's my pick. Never mind. I just feel like Abby Jimenez, like, we're going to like it, okay? It's the second part to Part of Your World. Like, no one's not going to like it, okay? So I wanted to pick something different. So there's my pick.
All right, Britt, finished Daisy Jones?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of you seem emotionally stable. I was a wreck when I finished that.
It didn't make me that emotional. When I finished
That's
it.
actually the first thing I said to Alex when it was over. I said, well, Maddie said she was bawling crying at the end of this part. And he's like, oh, did you shed a tear or anything? But I think too, which I don't know, I guess I'll have to get your feelings as to why, but a lot of that we expected from the book. You know, like we knew that she was going to die and that the daughter was interviewing and that she told her to reach out. Like, I think just because you liked it so much and that you were sad it was over.
No, well, I realize now I started my period the next day, so it was like but I was like, it was late at night and I was like binging it and I was exhausted, which always makes me more emotional. And I was watching that and I was just like, I don't know, the acting at the end of it. And I was just like, and the mom, saying that, and then him going there. And I don't know, I just got so worked over it. I just wanted them to like be together. And I was so upset like that with Camilla dying and like how sweet that was, but she wanted that. Like, of course I knew what was going to happen, but just like watching it, I was just, ugh. But they say they're going to do it. They might do a second season.
I don't really want them to.
I do. Now I want Daisy and Billy together.
I think it would just be weird too, which I guess I do all the time, but the fact that it's not, like, she didn't write it,
She said that she'll write it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said that she will, I don't know if it'll be a book, but she said that she would write the TV show as long as there was a good story. Do it unless there was something to tell, but she didn't want to waste like what they had. Like, those actors were like so good, and like the chemistry that like Billy and whatever their names are, Sam and whatever, had, like, she didn't want to waste that.
Yeah, I did really like the show, but I don't know, I always get worried too when they do something like that and then they kind of ruin it, I did really like it though. I really liked, I laughed because ever since we all were talking about the main guy where he just is too skinny and doesn't really fit who we thought, I just feel like at the end watching him out, he's a very good actor, but he's not who I imagined in my head. But I really like the girl who plays Riley Keough, the girl who plays Daisy Jones.
Do you guys not think he's hot in real life?
I think I wouldn't say he's hot.
Wait,
I think
Brit, you don't like Riley Keough?
No, I do like her.
Oh, okay. I was like, I love her. Him, he looks like a corpse. He's too skinny.
Yeah, he just looks like almost homeless, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he did, like, in that show, like, he definitely, like, he has a receding hairline, so like the long hair didn't fit him. But I think like that was kind of the point, is they were all like in the 70s, like they were all like skinny and like using and investing. But I think him, like when I was seeing the TikToks of them singing and he has like normal hair again, I think he's hot.
I really like Graham.
Yes.
He was my favorite.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Taylor, it looks like your book is 500 pages.
Oh, hopefully it's not bad.
Get to reading, girl.
Alrighty, well, thanks for meeting everybody. Glad you made it, Miss Aldrich.
Thanks for letting me join. Hi, girls. Have fun at the concert.
Yes, take lots of pictures.
Yes, lots of pictures. Enjoy it. Be in the moment. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.